Hello, everybody. So, let's go over the last part of this paper. So, key recommendations. This is Brics Part 8. The emergence of business warfare will require new international laws and norms concerning war and armed conflict to better address the new tensions and questions it presents to the global order. While those larger issues are being debated and deliberated through lengthy legal and political processes, nation states and businesses, particularly the United States and American businesses, can take immediate actions to better safeguard their interest against threats of business warfare. Okay, so on business war games. Nation states and businesses should regularly engage in war games between and among themselves to better prepare for threats of business warfare. Interesting. War games have long been used by nations to improve their readiness. The earliest forms of war games was a variation of present-day chess that dates back to 3000 BC. Interesting. Okay, so it's talking about businesses doing war games between themselves. During the Cold War, the Pentagon ran hypothetical and operational exercises with the U.S. military facing scenarios around the world. So war games have been popular. We know that because they still practice it today, and we hear about it in the news, especially when it comes to the military, but we don't hear much of it in the news about business. So, that could be something to look into and research. Okay, since 2011, the Securities Industry and Financial Markets Association have been running major cyber attack simulations called Quantum Dawn with private partners and federal agencies to better prepare the financial industry against a systematic cyber attack. What the fuck is a Quantum Dawn? That's something to look into. The Federal Reserve has been running regular stress tests on systematically important financial institutions. Hmm. Okay, cybersecurity and incentives. A smart and strong private-public partnership is necessary to confront the cybersecurity challenges of business warfare. I'm just trying to see what's important in here right now. What are they going to do? The serious Russian cyber attack of 2020 was the result of the the of a vulnerability in the widely used software of public traded companies SolarWinds, and the breach of the public and private institutions was discovered in part by FireEye. Okay, fortify cybersecurity in the presence of business warfare. We know that we're vulnerable. About incentives. A tax policy, for example, can be used to encourage companies to improve their cybersecurity readiness on a regular basis. So those of you thinking about corporate interest, then you got to think about, you know, the tax incentives they get just for cybersecurity. And the American Recovery and Reinvestment Act following the financial crisis of 2008 to incentivize private businesses to accelerate and enlarge capital investments to stimulate the economy. It can act similarly to enhance business cybersecurity. I know I just got a letter from AT&T talking about a breach. So, what they're doing right now isn't doing great. They need to up their game. Obama remarked about cybersecurity. Neither government nor the private sector can defend the nation alone. It's going to have to be a shared mission. Government and industry working hand in hand, which is what the government wants and seems more like Democrat Party fascism. Okay, the supply chain. For instance, a firm like Apple, which is largely reliant on contract manufacturers and rare earth suppliers in China. Now, the United States has revealed that we got these rare earth minerals in Montana, which means that we're prepping for war. If we're looking for minerals in our own nation instead of outside, that means we're going to be going to war. Then once again, the Russian hack of 2020. Similarly, the world currently relies heavily on two companies, Samsung and Taiwan Semiconductors, manufacturing company for semiconductors that are essential for almost everything involving electronics from automobiles to ventilators. Rather than becoming too reliant on one supply chain or marketplace for inputs and revenues, firms should seek more diversification on these fronts, which is true because not only are we have business warfare going on, but we got World War III going on. So, let's see if there's anything more important. During times of peace, well, we're not in times of peace. The COVID-19 pandemic made the uncomfortable truth evident in the United States. Thousands of Americans died each day as the country lacked the ready capacity to produce personal protective equipment, ventilators, swabs, and other critical supplies. Screw President Biden. Well, he definitely hasn't come through with this. We definitely don't have economic prosperity and national security, especially with the border wide open and inflation running rampant. So his administration's failed. Conclusion. And this article recommends good things. But look, did any of it come true? No. That's because they're letting America fail right now. Alright, and that's the end of that. Let's take a look at the next one. Alright, so this is the next one we're going to go over. We're going to go over the complicated multipolar international relation systems, Russia and China as new power centers. And this came out in 2019. So, once again, Russia, China, and Brics, and look, for instance, Turkey and Iran, and members of Brics in some African countries are playing crucial roles in economic international relations systems by improving their ties with Russia and China in economic, political, and military spheres. Alright, you ready for this? It's a 13-page one. Not as much as the last one we went over. But, I'm going to go ahead and leave this be. I hope you all have a good one. So this was Brics Part 8. The recommendations I thought were good, but Biden didn't go through with any of those recommendations. So they're definitely ignoring scholarly research to collapse the United States. So I'm gonna let you guys go. And y'all have a good one, and peace out. I'll see you next week on this for Brics Part 8, but be on the lookout for other videos. Next week will be Brics Part 9. This is Brics Part 8. So, peace out, and bye. And this has been a Biden administration has been a complete and absolute failure production.